and welcome to the third part of my series about Memoir 44 and about the rules of this game shown step by step. And today we're going to play a Sword Beach scenario, the third scenario of the core game. And this is not about fighting some prostitutes armed with swords, but about landing of the British units in Normandy. So we're going to have some new stuff here that we never had before. So let's start with them. First we have special units. You can see that some British units here are marked with this marker. This is a mark of British commandos, and these units are British commandos indeed, and because of that they are described here as special forces, and they move. They might move to and still battle. So they are slightly better than normal infantry because they can move faster and still fight. Again. Next we have some terrain, because for this scenario we are using a beach scenario where we have sea landing, so we have some new terrain like sea or beach. First about ocean, because, well, I said sea, but technically it's an ocean. So maximum movement in ocean is 1 hex. So if we are here, we can move here and no further. Next, unit cannot battle or retreat in ocean. So we cannot move any further. We cannot battle when our units are here or there. They cannot fire on the enemy, and they cannot retreat into the ocean. So if, for example, this unit would be here and it would be forced to retreat, then it has to suffer some losses because it cannot retreat here or there. So that's when it comes to the ocean. And next, a beach. Maximum movement onto the beaches is 2 hexes. So we can move our tanks might move 3 hexes, but they cannot move any further than 2 hexes because of the beaches. But because there is a lot of sand here, which makes our vehicles slower. Taking ground and armor overrun remains possible, so we can use these 2 special abilities of our forces even in the beach. So that's all when it comes to the new terrain, but that's not the end of the new stuff. First, we have bunkers. Bunkers are here, here, and there. And let's take a look on their abilities. They block line of sight, so we cannot fire through the bunkers. Infantry may move in and battle. Impossible for armor and artillery. So if our tanks and our artillery cannot enter hexes with bunkers, while infantry may move normally. Only protects original owner's units. So this provides some protection for units. As you can see, there is -1 if infantry fires at you and -2 if tanks are firing at you, but only for the owner. So Germans might use this protection, but if they would be forced to retreat or eliminate, and Americans would occupy this bunker, then Americans cannot use these modifiers. So that's bad. Occupant may ignore first flag. Well, just like in the sandbox, when you get 1 flag, you don't have to retreat, but if you have 2 flags, then you have to retreat. And the next thing is hedgehogs that are here. They are anti-tank obstacles. And how they work. Infantry may move in, through, and battle. So it's not a problem for infantry to move through such a hex. But impossible for artillery and armor. So armored units simply cannot enter hexes with hedgehogs. Infantry in hedgehogs may ignore first flag. So they provide some protection for infantry, not too much, so there is no modifier for battle dice, but it helps if unit is forced to retreat. It is especially useful here, because when unit is here and it would be get 1 flag, then it would be forced to retreat into the ocean, and since you cannot retreat into the ocean, you have to suffer 1 step loss. But because of that, you can ignore 1 flag. So this is good. And finally, the last new thing we have in this scenario is artillery. Artillery may move one or battle, so you have to choose if you are moving your artillery or if you are firing your artillery. Next, ignore line of sight and terrain protection. Yes, that's why artillery can be so powerful, because when it fires at you, it can retreat any terrain protection. And you can see it has some very impressive range of fire, because there is 6 hexes of range, and we have 3 die at the range of 2, 2 die at the range of 3 and 4, and 1 die at the range of 5 and 6. So artillery is very good, and especially when it's in the bunkers. So artillery in the bunkers can be really pain in the ass, you will see. So I think that's all, that's everything when it comes to the new stuff. Now there is something that some of you might find problematic when setting up this scenario for the first time. This is a thing that you don't have enough of the hedgehogs and barbed wire in the German color. Yes, it is a fact, and this is not a problem with your copy of the game. Each copy of the game has the same number of barbed wire and hedgehogs, and for scenarios like this you have to use American barbed wire and hedgehogs to get the required number of this stuff. And now for the victory points. A side that gains 5 medals wins the battle. As for allies, there are 3 special victory points that are here, here and there. If they capture any of these towns, they gain 1 victory medals. As for number of the cards, Axis player has 4 cards and Allied player has 5 cards. So, that's all when it comes to the stuff about this scenario, so we can start our game. Okay, so let's draw some cards. First for Allied player, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 for German player, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are our initial hand. And Allied player has an initiative, so Allied units are starting the game. So let's check our cards. Armored Assault is pretty good card, because it allows you to move 4 units, and units in the close assault roll 1 additional die. So this is good card, but I think I would keep it for later, because none of my tanks are allowed to make a close assault in this turn, because they would enter a beach and they would be able to move only 2 hexes, so none of them would be able to reach any of the German units. So I'm going to keep this card for later. And now 3 units, so I would be able to activate all these guys. 2 units, so only 2 units of the middle zone. Infantry Assault, oh, this is good. Issue an order to all infantry units in one section. May move up to 2 hexes and still battle, or move 3 hexes but do not battle. So this could be an interesting option here, to move all these infantry units. 1 unit in the left zone, and that's all. So I think I will start with Infantry Assault, because it allows me to activate these infantry units here. So they are moving first, and they 1, 2 or 3. This is my option, so I can move up 3 hexes and battle, because now if I'm here, if I move 3 hexes, then I cannot battle. If I would move here, I wouldn't be able to fire at these guns, because I would move 3 hexes. But if I'm here, I'm still unable to fire at these guns, because I would have 1 die, and bunkers subtract 1 die from my total number of die, so it would be 0. So I think I would move them forward. They are moving 1 hex because they are in the ocean. They are moving 1 hex because they are in the ocean. And they are moving 1 hex because they are in the ocean. So that's all when it comes to the Allied movement. And now we have to check German cards. Air Power. Air Power is a good card, especially in the beginning, because player is able to choose up to four units adjacent to each other and fire at them with one die for axis. And for each die that matches the unit symbol, grenade or a star, we get a hit. Next we have a probe, so we can activate 2 units here, recon 1 unit here, and direct from HQ 4 units of our choice. So this is quite a good card, and I think I will use this card. You may be surprised why, but well, you will see. I'm going to fire with this artillery on these upcoming American guys, and because of the distance I am able to fire with 3 die. So this is quite a powerful. Alright, so let's make it. Okay, only 1 hit. I thought it would be better. So 1 hit and 1 retreat. So they are forced to step back, and because of the special ability I am able to take 2 cards and choose one of them and remove the other. So I have 2 in the middle, 3 in the right zone. So I'm going to check my cards to see what I have. I have 2 in the right zone, so I will remove this and keep this. Okay, that's for Germans. And now Allies. Oh, I should, yes, of course, I should, I didn't take a card for Allies at the end of the previous turn, so I'm going to take it now. And now I'm activating Allies. Close Assault. Issue an order to all infantry units, infantry and or armored units adjacent to enemy units. So not quite a useful now. I think I will activate this card. So I'm going to move 3 units in this zone. So first these tanks, 1, 2, and maybe 3. Sorry, not. Oh, I would love to, but I cannot. This is a beach, so I can move no more than 2 hexes. Next, them, and next 1, 2, and they are, sorry, they should enter this hex as well. Okay, so that's all. And now I can still fire with these tanks on this infantry. They have a range of 3, so they are firing with 3 die. So this is quite tanks are very good. They are quite vulnerable sometimes, but they are still very effective. So 1 hit and 1 retreat. So 1 German figure is out and the Germans are forced to retreat. Okay, and now they are special forces, so they moved up. They can move up to 3 hexes, but they only moved 2 because of the sand here, so they cannot move any further. And they moved here. So let's check if they can battle, because this is a bunker, so so they can fire both, but only with 1 die each. So first them. Germans, this is a flag, and because of the bunker, Germans may ignore first flag, and now them, and this is a miss. Oh my god, a sun again. But so that's all when it comes to the Allied turn. So it's time for German reaction, and as for Germans, we can use 2 in the middle, 2 on the right, direct from HQ, and air power. I believe I would use air power because this is a good moment to weaken these Americans. So I'm firing with 1 die on each of them, ignoring any terrain restrictions. So first these tanks. 1 tank is gone. Next, middle infantry. They are retreating. And now them, these are British commandos, they suffer 1 step loss. Okay, so that's all. And now allies. As for allies, I think I might use, let's take a look. None of them are very strong. I think that the best could be to play this probe. So I'm moving them here, 1 hex, and these tanks 1, 2 here. So that's all. And now British attacks. They are attacking this bunker. So they have bunker provides -1 protection. So we are firing with 2 die, and we have 1 hit only. And now these tanks are firing on these guns. And bunkers provide -2 cover protection for against tanks. So I'm firing with 1 die only, and it is a miss. Okay, so that wasn't very successful. And so time for Germans. We have a new card here, their finest hour. Roll 1 battle die for each command card you have, including this card. For each unit symbol rolled, 1 unit of this type is ordered. For each star rolled, 1 unit of your choice is ordered. Ordered units battle with 1 additional die. So it's pretty strong card. I'm thinking of using this. Germans in general have better cards than Americans currently. I think I will play their finest hour card. So I roll with 4 die, and let's check the result. Oh my, this was bad, because I rolled only this 1 star and no unit symbol, so I might only activate this star, nothing else. And I'm going to fire with these Germans on these Brits. So 3. Gotta re-roll this one. It was a miss, so they are losing 1 figure, and they have to retreat 1 hex. Oh, they don't have to, because they are in the hedgehog, and a unit in the hedgehog might ignore 1 flag. So it wasn't very lucky thing for Germans. And now allies. 1 more recon. Okay, this is not a very good so what can I do? Not much actually. There is still I think going to play this probe again, or maybe no, I'm going to play probe, and I'm moving this infantry unit 1, and these tanks are moving 1, 2. So they are firing on these guns. Oh my, sorry. Oh, good, they score a hit. That was good, because hitting guns in the in the bunker is not an easy thing to do. Okay, and now these tanks are firing on them, so they have bunkers protects them with the level of 2, so they can fire with 1 die only, and it is a hit. Slowly but we are going further. Okay, now Germans. Notice that still we have no victory points for any of sides. Oh, this is pretty good card, but maybe I should play this finally. or I should keep it for the better, for the harder situation. I think I will play this. Okay, so I'm firing with this infantry against these British commandos with a 3. So 1 hit, and I can't ignore 1 flag because of the hedgehog. And they are and on the sorry. Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry. First, because I should make a movement first and then made an attacks. So I'm moving them 1, and now first I'm firing with them. And with them I already fired. Now this gun fires on this infantry with the strength of 3 and scores 1 hit and forces Brits to retreat 1 hex. And now they cannot fire at anyone because these Brits are out of the range. Okay, that's all. None of sides seems to be very lucky. Maybe finally now something is going to change. Oh, maybe not. Okay, 1. We have this card as a new card, so I can activate 3 units on right flank. Oh my, not good. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So they cannot fire. These tanks can fire on this bunker with a strength of 1 only. Oh, they scored a hit. Better than nothing. Okay, so 1 more card for... Alright, so now that was Allied movement, and now Germans. It would be great if Germans would have any card that would allow them to activate left flank, but they don't have any. They have only middle. Or maybe I should finally use this great card. Okay, I will do it. So I'm activating these tanks and I'm moving in the woods, and I have to stop because I cannot move any further when I enter the woods. So this is my first activation. Next I will activate these guys to fire on these British commandos. Next this gun will fire on this British infantry, and then they will fire on the upcoming Brits, and they will move 1 hex to do it as well. So starting... Oh no, sorry, I would love to, but I cannot. I already activated 1, 2, 3, 4, so they cannot be activated. Alright, so starting with fire. They are firing on this lone figure. 1 hit. British commandos are eliminated. German gets their first victory point. Next, this gun fires on these 2 guys. I am firing with the 2 dice, so 1 hit. So that was my... And finally they are firing on this approaching infantry with the 2, 1 hit. Okay, so as you can see that this was a slightly better situation for Germans, since they scored their first victory point and they weakened attackers a bit. Okay, so now what about Americans? Sorry, Brits? Still not much. I will play this card, and now 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. They 1 and 1, 2. Okay, so they moved 2 hexes and they cannot fire. Now they fire on this bunker with the strength of 2. Oh my, epic fail. And now they are firing on these Germans with the strength of 3. Finally some good roll. Okay. Maybe Allies will finally start to do something better than just moving pointlessly on this beach. Now Germans. Right flank, middle, middle and middle. Okay, so I will use a middle. And now I can activate 2, or no, I will play this, sorry, because it allows me to activate 3 units. So it's better. And first I'm moving them here, 1 hex, and they and this gun are going to fire. First gun, it fires with the strength of 2. Magnificent. Yet another victory medal for Germans. Now they are firing on these guys with the strength of 3. 1 loss and 1 retreat. And they are firing on them as well, now with 2 die only. So 1 hit. You can tell that Germans are doing quite fine. Much better than I expected. Okay, so now Allies. They have a bad luck for cards, very bad luck. You can, take a look. 3 Recons. I don't think they will make it, so I will play this Recon and in hope to get some better cards in the later. So I'm moving here and firing on them with 3. They are gone. So British player gains their first victory medal, and now I can draw 2 cards and take a look on them. So this is I think this one is better. This is nothing special, and this can be slightly better. Okay, so Germans. Oh god. This is very good card, but I don't think I need it now. I will play this, because this is what I need, actually. First I'm activating this gun to fire on this single British soldier. 1 hit, but it is enough to get another victory point. So this is German 3rd victory point. This is good. And next I am activating these guys in the bunker to fire on these tanks. So tanks have to retreat 1 hex. No, so Germans are doing very well. They have 3 victory points, while Allies have only 1. So I think they are getting closer to win this battle. So what Allies might do to change it? A little. Actually, very little. I think I will play this card. I kept it for a long time to get something good, but it seems that it's not working fine for me. So I'm playing this, and so I can move up to 4 armored units. I have only 3, and units in close combat rolling 1 additional die. So I am moving these tanks here. These tanks are moving here, and these tanks are moving here. So they will all be fighting in the close combat, so they have 1 additional die. They are attacking bunkers, so they have -2. So I would have 4 die and -2, then I have 2 die for each of these fights. First here, 1 infantry unit is gone. Now here I can ignore 1 flag, so nothing happens, and now here 2 units are gone. Well, so I don't think I can call it a breakthrough, but finally the Germans suffered some serious losses. And now we may check what will be their reaction. Oh, a barrage. This is quite a good card, because we can target one enemy unit and roll 4 battle dice, ignoring any terrain battle die reduction. So I think I might use it against some tanks. The question is if these tanks or these tanks. I think this. This might be more risky, but it's sometimes worth to make some hazard. Okay, so I'm firing with 4 battle die, and 2 of these tanks are eliminated. I hoped to eliminate all 3 of them, but it's better than nothing. Okay, now Americans. They have a bad luck for these recons. They still have 3 recons in their hands, so what about... so I think I play this. Recon, but in force. Okay, so I'm firing with these tanks on this bunker. It is 1, because I don't have this cool ability from the previous card. Wow, it was enough to eliminate this guy, so British player gains 1 victory point. Now here they are firing on this gun with 1 die also. It is a miss. And now they are firing on this bunker. It is a hit. So the situation changed, and now British player has 2 victory medals as well. Sorry, 3 victory medals. So it is a draw. Now this is going to be more interesting. I was almost certain that the Germans are about to win this battle quickly, but now you can see this situation changed, tables turned, and now we have allies slowly regaining an initiative. Okay, time for Germans. Counterattack. Oh, this is pretty good card now, so I will use it. So I can do the same what enemy did. So allies used this card, so I am using this as well. So it works in this way, and I can activate one of my units in each zone. So I'm starting with activation of these tanks, and I'm firing on these tanks with the strength of 3. One tank only. Now here I'm firing on these tanks with the gun. Oh my, that was epic miss. And now I think I will let them stay where they are, because they are in the town. So thanks to this they are defending one of the victory points. So let them be where they are, and that's all when it comes to Germans. Time for Brits. Armored Assault. Again, oh my god. I get this card before, so I can play it again. Okay, so... but do I want to? Let me think. Infantry cards have only one unit because of this damn recon. And this card is good, but only if I would have infantry units adjacent to the enemy units, and I don't have any like this. So I think I will play Armored Assault anyway. And I am moving... now these tanks are in have some problem, because, well, they cannot enter a bunker and they cannot enter any of these hexes. So I am retreating them, because thanks to this they won't be target for enemy. And now 1, 2, 3. I'm moving here, so I'm going to fire on these guns with this and that tank. First them, they are firing with 2 die, because this card gives them one additional die. Yeah. It is very hard to destroy guns in the bunker, so I'm happy that I managed to succeed. So I have 4, and they are gone. Okay, and one more medal. So I have four victory points now. So one more victory medal for Allies and they are victorious. Despite very heavy losses they suffered. But we will see. Germans are still able to win this battle, I believe. And they have a good luck for cards. This card is very good. Even if I cannot actually use it effectively because I have only one unit here and two units there. So one unit on the right flank would be a waste. I can actually play this one. It would be enough. So I'm moving this infantry into this bunker. And I'm moving these tanks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they moved 2 hexes and so they cannot battle, but these tanks can fire on these tanks. I am firing with the 3. Oh my, that was effective. 2 British tanks are gone. Alright, you can see that each British tank unit has only one tank so far. So, as for Brits, all for left zone, so this is finally something good. Or one in the middle. Okay, so I play one in the middle. This is again a risky situation, and I'm firing this tank on these tanks. Oh, just the one hit. But I can draw 2 cards and choose one that fits me better. 3 in the middle zone or all in the middle zone? Well, the answer is easy. But the question is if Germans will be able to finish this, because they are getting, they are still strong, they are still dangerous. I think I play this card. I don't have any cards other cards that would allow me to activate left flank, and I want to activate left flank. Okay, so these tanks are moving here, just the 1 hex, because I'm placing them on the hex which belongs to both zones, so it will be easier to activate them later. And now, as for them, let them stay where they are. Same to them, I'm not going to move them, so I moved actually only this one tank unit, and I'm firing on this tank. They are gone, so Germans score another hit and gain 1 more victory point. So there is 4-4 again. Okay, so Brits. I think I will activate my middle zone again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and these tanks. 1, 2, and they will try to destroy these 2 tanks. We will see if it works. Not much, but Germans are forced to retreat 2 hexes. Okay, and now Germans. Okay, what they have? Oh, this can be a very good card now, because Germans lack cards to activate their left flank, and because of this card they will be able to do so. Okay, so I play this card, and now these tanks again are moving here, and they will going to fire on these tanks, and I don't have to activate any other units in the other zones. So I'm firing with them on this tank, and this is a hit. This is a hit, so this tank is eliminated, and Germans win their 5th victory medal, so they are winning side. So this was a very interesting battle, because each side had each side gained a number of medals, almost enough to win, so it was one medal win. Both sides suffered very heavy losses, as you can see here. We have some kind of graveyard of the killed soldiers, and there is a lot of soldiers, a lot of tanks, so this was a very bloody battle. Good battle, I would say, because it was interesting battle, not a very one-sided skirmish, but a battle where each side suffers serious losses. You may notice that I never made a move with these British commandos and these British commandos, which is quite an interesting. Okay, so I think that's all when it comes to this movie. And this is my third movie about Memoir 44, but I think this is not all about the core game, because I think I should make a last one, maybe even 2 movies about the core game, and then I should move to modules. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and see you again.